Hey everybody. I've been thinking a couple. This is my dog Cindy, by the way. Yeah, girly. So I've been thinking past couple hours after that last video I did, and if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. And go back and watch Glenn Beck's video about what Homeland Security is now considering a domestic terrorist, and that includes anybody who thinks the election was rigged, that there was fraud, or if you don't like the open borders policy of the U.S. that we have now, we're just going to let people in unabated. Or if you have a problem with the lockdowns, the mask mandates, the vaccinations, if you have a problem with that, you are now on the list. So I want you to think we're living in super dystopian times, things that I never thought would have happened nearly this fast. But when things go bad, things can start to go bad really quickly. So you need to start thinking about some things. And I want to talk to you about a couple things right now. I'm just going to show you some of the outside. I probably won't be showing my face on video. Today I went and had some sunspots, like some dark spots kind of lightened up, and I look like shit right now. So it's going to probably take a week before I probably get back on camera. But I thought I'd make this video because it's important. And I'll keep doing videos for you guys. But think about this. Like if your neighbor were to rat you out and say you're a bad person, you have been, posting something on social media, whether you have or you haven't, and you get investigated by the FBI or the federales, or they don't like what you've done, your opinion, imagine, under the Patriot Act in the U.S., you do not have the rights of a normal citizen. You don't have the right to a defense in a courtroom with an attorney. You just get disappeared, and you get dealt with at the military level. That's kind of stuff out of movies, right? So if that kind of stuff happens, you need to, here's what I would advise you to start thinking about. And it is crazy that I am even talking about having you guys think about this. Most people prep for, natural disasters and general shit hits the fan scenario, or like economic downturns, things like that. But this is something I guess I hadn't thought about. So imagine a scenario where either you get disappeared and your family is maybe, when you are accused of being a domestic terrorist, you lose basically everything. They're going to take possession of your home, possession of your bank accounts, shut you out of that. What's going to happen to your family? Where are they going to live? Where are they going to stay? How are they going to get access to money to put some food in their mouths, to stay at a hotel, whatever needs to be done? So you need to think about that. And maybe if it doesn't happen to you, maybe it happens to somebody else in your family or extended circle of friends. How are you going to deal with that? How are you going to help anybody who's left stranded when the thugs come and take somebody away? Now, fast forward to that situation and imagine that you are left behind and you don't have a place to live and you can't get back into your house, and your access to your bank account is shut off. You can't go to the ATM, can't go to the bank, can't get cash. You're left with whatever you have on you. All right. Do you think at that point that you would have wished that you would have some cash in your wallet, in your purse, cash that you have access to, cash that maybe is stashed away someplace that maybe nobody knows about? Do you wish that maybe you had some precious metal stashed away somewhere somebody didn't know about? Do you wish that maybe you had some cryptocurrencies, put away? You don't need to. Well, crypto is great because it's like all you got to do is remember like 12 words. 12 words. You don't even need to. You can transfer cryptocurrency to your phone on a wallet app. You can delete the app, and as long as you remember, write down, store safely someplace 12 words, you can reinstall a wallet on any other computer or phone and get access to that cryptocurrency again. It's amazing. What would you have wished that you would have done in that situation? I want you to start thinking about some of this stuff. And it's completely messed up that I am even talking about this, because this is such a dystopian thing. If you watch Glenn Beck's video, he brings out in his video a chair that he had bought. It was from, Nazi Germany era, where there's a chair that has, straps on it where they're interrogating people. And this is what I see that we're potentially heading to, unless we can fend this stuff off. And the problem is, like, if you are a loud voice saying something is wrong and this is not right, you risk getting on their bad side right now. And what's going to happen, and what typically happens in these types of things, is the first people to get arrested, to get detained, to get fucked, right? They are made examples of for everybody else. But it isn't until you reach a critical mass of people that are standing up and saying, what you're doing is absolutely wrong. It is messed up. We cannot do this. There need to be repercussions for the politicians, for the people that actually enforce these stupid things, mandates, laws, executive orders, whatever they are. until we reach critical mass, we don't really stand a chance of fixing things. So we are at, in my opinion, a dangerous precipice in human history. A time that when I was growing up and I learned about what happened in Nazi Germany and World War II, I never, I always look back and I'm like, why didn't people see this happening before it actually went down in a big way? And look at what happened to the world. Look at how many people died. At the horrors that occurred in World War II. And here we are repeating the same stuff. And it's not like this stuff doesn't happen right now. I mean, it's happening in communist China. The dictators at all levels of government, they'll do whatever to silence any dissidents, anybody who questions the state. And this is where we're getting in the United States. And it's already happened in other countries too. I've seen people get, fined, in trouble in the UK, in Canada, in Australia, in Europe for doing this kind of stuff. Somebody just they made a comment on a previous video. Some kid, I don't know if he was a kid, I can't remember. I think it was a kid, had a YouTube channel. He was putting memes out. He got arrested. FBI came in. I think they raided his house or something. That's messed up. That's like a dystopian future that I don't want to live in. And I don't want to have my son grow up in. I don't want to have you live in it. I don't want your kids to live in it. I don't want anybody to experience this. This is not a time to kind of try to ignore the news and see what's happening, kind of put your head down, put your head in the sand and not know what's going on. You have to pay attention to what is happening out there, because you need to be prepared, because things can change really quickly. Things can change on a dime. One day you might be okay. The next day you might be a criminal. And that day might be the day that your neighbors report you. And you might be one of the first people to get picked up. So you need to think about, what would you do? What would your family do if that were to happen? I'm sorry to even, like I said, to even have to bring this up. It's so messed up. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what kind of fucking country I'm living in right now, and how we have let these fascists, in my opinion, get into power. It is completely messed up, and clearly we are on a bad path. We need to change this. Now, I've said this before. We're at a time where the oligarchs, the people in charge, at the high levels, they want the Great Reset. They basically want to screw all of us over, right? But one of the things that's happened, one of the good things that's happened, in the past 12 months is that there's been, it's called the Great Awakening. A lot of people waking up to the bullshit that's out there in the government and a whole lot of different areas. And once you see that, once you realize that you really can't put your head in the sand again, you really can't do that. You can't unsee certain things. So we've got a lot more people than we did before waking up. The problem is there are a whole bunch more people that are absolutely batshit crazy. They're like, they're extremists. And it's not the right-wing extremists that the left always talks about. It's the left. They are the fascists. They are the dictators. They're the ones we need to be extremely concerned about. So think about what you and your family would do if you become the target of your neighbors, of the government. And start to think about it and protect yourself whatever way you can. And money, finances, food, water, shelter, and money are how they squeeze people. And if you don't have those bases covered and a backup plan for those things, you can really get creamed. So think about it. Take a deep breath. There's only so much you can do. You have to be prepared. But I got to let the little girlie in. Her paws are getting cold. Anyway, come on, girly girl. Come on. Get you inside. You guys take care. If you haven't thought about it already, if you haven't taken some precautions in terms of your finances, start thinking about it ASAP. Start thinking about a plan for what would happen, because you might not even be doing something. What if your teenage son or daughter says something that gets the FBI interested in you, raids your house, takes your computers, takes your laptops, takes your phones, freezes your bank account, right? Think about that. What are you going to do as a backup? Anyway, until later, you guys take care. Good luck. God bless. Godspeed.